In today's episode, we completely revamped the roof bars of the Hiker trailer. Stay tuned. This is Tony from Rudy's Travels. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a pretty interesting modification to the roof bars on the Hiker trailer. So I ordered the trailer with 4 roof bars, the one high one in the front and the 3 towards the rear. Which I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to configure it, but I figured I might be able to put a rooftop tent on the 3 in the rear. I'd be able to run the awning towards the front with the front bar, or maybe someday put a kayak or something else big on top. And I wasn't quite sure how to configure it, so I said, let me get the 4 bars, this way they're up there. So as it turns out, I have a few cargo boxes I want to install on the roof, in addition to the awning and the shower enclosure from Darchi. So I've got a lot of things to put up there. And it seemed to me that in order to get the cases mounted in the way that I wanted to, I would have to do a little bit of a modification. The simple way would probably be to get something like a Rhino rack and install that on top. But 3 reasons why I'm not going that direction. One is the cost. It'll probably cost about $1,000 for a Rhino rack of the size that I need. It's a very nice product, but it's still a lot of money. 2 is the weight. It adds about 50 pounds to the trailer, so that's 50 pounds I'd rather not add on to it, plus it's relatively high. It changes the center of gravity somewhat. And the 3rd reason is it adds another 2 inches to the height. And as it is, I'm kind of pushing the height of a typical garage door opening. I do have the XL, which has the 2-inch lift kit. I measured it out. I don't have the numbers in front of me now. I'll post them, but if I add the Rhino rack, it's going to really stress the height requirements. So that being said, I decided that I did not want to add on the Rhino rack. What I'm going to do instead is replace the roof bars, use the brackets that came with the Hiker trailer, obviously, and replace the steel 1-inch profile bars with 1-inch T-slot anodized aluminum, extruded aluminum bars. And T-slot or 80/20 is a kind of a product where you can put it together, put on accessories, slide things around. It's similar to what probably the way the Rhino rack works and the way the Prinsu racks work. So it gives you a lot of adaptability going forward. You can install something and then move it around later on, slide things around. There's lots of ways you can configure it. In addition to the crossbars, I want to add pieces that will run front to back and attached to the crossbars running across to form like a box, kind of a surface area, which will help support the cases that I'm installing a lot better. I'm putting up a Rome 95L case, perhaps 2, as well as a Pelican case with a water filter system, which I'll get into in another video. So I think this will give me the most flexibility and adaptability going forward. Might save a little bit of weight because the extruded aluminum, I think, is probably a little bit lighter than the steel bars that we get. It'll be a fun project. I've worked with T-slot in the past. I built an entire galley and drawer system in my Jeep last year, so I'm not going to be using that. So I took it apart. I have all the spare parts I need. I just had to purchase the stock in the 1x1 profile in black. I wanted to put the black up there. Normally I would work in silver. So let's get the trailer outside and get working. Well, as it turns out, I was able to take the bars out inside on my little storage unit here where I'm keeping the trailer. There was enough wiggle room. I didn't have to pull them straight all the way through. I just had to pull them out a little, and then they were able to come out the other side, which made it a lot easier than having to pull the trailer outside, and it's pretty hot out there in the sun, so it's a little cool in here, although it's still pretty warm. In any event, I got the 4 bars out, and for example, this is the extruded aluminum T-slot bar I'm going to replace it with. Made it a little bit longer. I don't know what the exact weight of each one is, but I would say that this steel bar is much, much heavier than the extruded aluminum. So the cumulative weight of all the steel bars coming out and putting the extruded aluminum in, even with a couple of extra cross members, should be a bit lighter. And this stuff is clearly strong as I need it to be. It can really hold a lot of weight. I'm not too concerned about the loads I'm putting up there. I guess if I was going to use a rooftop tent, I might put these back in, so I'll hold on to these and save these in the future. But I don't anticipate doing that in the near future. I'm going to be using this for my apple cases and awning mount and things like that. So now I'm just going to put these bars in and tack them in with the screws lightly just to hold them in place till I figure everything out. And then when I'm ready to finalize, I'll have to drill a hole through the end just the same size as the ones that are in the bars from Hiker Trailer, so that the screws in the mounting brackets can go right through and snug them right up. Alright, here we have the finished product. We have the T-slot, 1-inch profile T-slot roof bars installed. As you can see, the last two on the end here I've made about a foot longer. I'm going to probably put the shower enclosure a little bit away from the body of the Hiker trailer, and I can always trim those down if I want to make it closer, or maybe I'll make a slide mount for it. Next step is to measure and cut for the pieces that will run vertically. I'm going to put 2 here and 2 between those 2 bars up there. Provide a nice platform for the roam box that'll go here, and then I'll see what I'm going to do on this side. Okay, so the pieces are all cut for the members that will be going from front to back on the left side to support the roam case. And what I'll use to connect these pieces to the crossbars are these angle irons, which should do just fine. There's lots of different components and connectors you can get on the internet from 8020.net or T-Nuts or any of those websites, but I have a whole bunch of these, as you can see, left over from a project last year. And these are the things that actually get quite expensive if you need to get a lot of them. So I want to use what I have. Ideally, I'd have black ones to match the black, but for now I'll use the silver ones because I have them in stock, and if eventually I may replace them, but I don't even think you're going to see them once the roam case is installed. So it should be fine. But anyway, for now we'll be using these. And it's pretty simple. These slotted T-nuts actually just go into the slot here, like so, and then this angle connector would go here, and let's see, I'm trying to do this with one hand here. And this gets threaded and tightened down. We use a special hex end with a ball on the end, which means you can use it at different angles, which is very, very handy with a T-handle. Makes it easy to spin. There you go. So that's kind of loose. So what'll happen is we'll put this in, and then the cross member on top, crossbar on top, this will go like this, and place this way, and then the crossbar will come in like that. We'll do a similar connection there, and then once we tighten it down, that will be solid. And what's nice is you can loosen this nut here, keep it loose, slide however you want to slide it, and then the box will sit on top of the 2 members, the pieces coming across here. And similarly, we'll have this nut slid into the into this bar
with one of these screws. We'll drill through the Rome case. I know people don't like to see that, but that's what we're going to have to do. And this will go, and this will grab this. And again, this will be slidable to and fro. And we tighten it down to where we want it to get. So what's nice about this system is you can kind of set it up loosely, put it exactly where you want, and then tighten this one back and forth, tighten this one up here, and get it exactly where you want. So the next step is we'll put these bars on top with these angle connectors.
And there's the mostly completed modified roof rack with all of the horizontal bars replaced with 80/20 T-slot members and a number of vertical pieces added to provide support for the gear that'll be added to the rack, which I'll be doing in part 2, so stay tuned.